So then we destroyed the Witness and saved the universe from a horrifying fate. We even took a little break in our hectic schedule to celebrate such a massive W. So now what? Well, it's far from over. We're right back into the action with a brand new episode, Echoes. That's right, the Witness's death inside of the Traveler caused an explosion of echoes that spread across the galaxy. One of these echoes landed on Nessus, transforming this planet into something it's not supposed to be. The Vex are acting very strange and a new mystery has arisen here. And it doesn't stop there. Bungie also revealed details for future content, more new episodes and more crazy looking loot. Oh yes, episode 2 is called Revenant. It's a Fallen themed expansion and Bungie's gone dark for this one with a new exotic weapon inspired by vampire hunters. Episode 3 is called Heresy and dear god, we're going back to the Dreadnought and this time it has a whole new purpose. And in this video we're going to look at all this new content. Thanks to Bungie for sponsoring this video. Let's do this. So let's kick things off with Echoes, Destiny's first new episodic adventure. We got a new Vex themed story on Nessus, new loot, new activities, and one of the best exotic missions Bungie has ever made. So far, this new era of Destiny has gone hard. And in case you're new to this, Echoes is available to play right now. Now, one of Echoes' new activities is called Breach Executable. A successful completion will get you a ton of loot, including the new armor and weapons, and as you'll see, a chance for exotic gear too. Now, the rules are simple. Kill enemies, pick up the data motes they drop, and deposit them. Now, each run will provide a variety of objectives that will drop additional data motes. So let's have a look at 2 examples. Now, this objective requires you to destroy pods. You do this by first killing these enemies. They're called Nursery Cyclops. Now, upon death, they release a buff which you actually have to step on. This allows you to destroy the pink pods hanging above you, and as you can see, popping these pods releases data motes. Now, for this objective, you'll need to kill these big Vex enemies called Prime Compelled Minotaurs. When they die, they drop lasers, which you'll need to shoot the Vex nodes floating above you. Doing so will not only spawn additional data motes, they will also unlock other Vex nodes, which you can also shoot. And don't forget to make use of the powerful weapons that spawn in after you deposit your data motes. My personal favorite is the Synaptic Spear, which allows you to teleport around the map, making it super efficient to collect drop motes and take out enemies. It's also worth collecting these materials that you'll find scattered around the map. They'll help you complete certain triumphs and also reward you with more loot once you complete the activity. So yeah, if you've gathered enough of these materials, you can dump them into this machine at the end of the activity for additional loot and sometimes even a chance at an exotic item. Now, the other new activity is Enigma Protocol. This is a race against time. You'll need to complete objectives, take down bosses, and traverse the tricky terrain before the timer runs out. And seeing as how time is your biggest enemy here, here's some tips on how to beat the clock. Now, certain supers can help you cover large distances fast and efficiently, especially if you combine them with grapple, or you might want to save these supers for those moments where you miss a crucial jump and need a quick hack to save you from dying. You'll also find these yellow security nodes hidden throughout the map. Shooting them adds an additional 30 seconds to your timer. Now, the nodes that you find on the racing sections can be hit with your Sparrow. Hitting all the nodes in a single run unlocks the System Cracked Triumph. Now, sometimes you'll see these enemies spawn in, archival timekeepers. Killing them also grants you an additional 30 seconds on the timer. And make sure you collect the buffs that appear throughout this encounter. You can get speed, shield, and damage buffs to help you survive. So yeah, shoot nodes, kill archival timekeepers, collect buffs, grapple to skip jumping sections, and if you can, use your supers to be super speedy. All these tips will help keep the timer active and keep you alive. Now, Echoes also has one of the best exotic missions Bungie has ever made, and it's best experienced with no spoilers, so all I'll say is this: the exotic armor piece that drops from every completion is an absolute beast. Now, these exotics are the first in the game to have 2 randomly rolled exotic perks. It's an extremely powerful addition to the new prismatic subclass. Okay, now let's move on to the future episode Revenant. This is a Fallen themed expansion heavily inspired by horror, specifically vampires. Now, this episode sees the return of Fikrul the Fanatic, a fallen baron with vampire-like qualities. He can resurrect himself upon death, and you will take on the role of the Vampire Slayer, invading Fikrul's watchtower and taking on his army of darkness. Now, this new exotic weapon will feed into this vampire slaying fantasy. Now, famously, vampires can be destroyed by piercing their hearts with a wooden stake. Perhaps this weapon will play a similar role in this new episode. And Revenant will also introduce potion crafting. Combat potions will boost your artifact, and loot potions will help you earn the items you really want. Bungie wants to give you more agency over the loot that you're grinding for. The third episode is Heresy. A new sinister force is bubbling up to the surface surface, opening new doors and creating powerful mysteries which lead us back to the Dreadnought. Yes, it returns, but this time it has a new purpose. Bungie describes it as a ghostly fortress of secrets, and the weapons you find here will have their outer skin peeled away to reveal the skeletal structure beneath. The armor will continue this ghostly theme, which Bungie describes as the Hive Ship Navigator armor set, and fans of Eris will be pleased to see this armor. It's basically Eris Morn cosplay. So yeah, if you'd like to know more about the final shape and all the new episodes, click the link in the description box below.